Hello and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be taking you through January of 2022 in my HOBONICHI TECHO cousin AVEC. It is a little bit late. I've had a lot going on. We've had some weather events and yeah, it's about a month late, but we'll do it today. So I'm just going to put my coffee over here. If you want to see how I decorated the front cover of my HOBONICHI, I do have a video which I will link above here, and it just kind of takes you through my thought process and where I got the bits of ephemera from. So let's get started. I don't actually use these kind of calendars. I don't really reference them. As far as I'm concerned, I only need to know the current year, and if I need to know anything in advance, I'll just check in my phone anyways. So I don't bother getting any sticky kits or anything because I don't use those. I do use this future log though as just a birthday tracker. As hard as I do try to stay on top of sending out birthday mail and text messages, I do quite often forget. But I've got personal and pen pal information in here so that I can try to figure out, okay, when do I need to send a card internationally? But I kind of do really well for the first month, and then it kind of gets a bit sketchy after that. So I'm sorry to my pen pals if I have forgotten your birthday. So we'll skip through to the first month. So the monthly section for me is just about functionality, writing down important dates or appointments, making sure I've not double booked myself for anything, and anything important that I need to remember. For example, I got my COVID booster that day, so I just wanted to write that down so that if I need to get another one in the future, I can easily just flick back, these few pages instead of going through all my weeklies. My son's first day at kindy, any irregular work days I'll write in there as well as a memory. And then I'll kind of just put in, a little bit of decoration here or there, write in birthdays and public holidays as well. And it's also a good memory for me to keep track of when my gardener and my cleaner come, because sometimes I get them confused, and also with the weather, we've had really bad rain lately. So my cleaner, her house flooded 5 times in the space of 4 days, and my gardener has obviously not been able to come because it's too wet. So just trying to keep track of who is meant to be where, because I get so confused. So this is just what my January looked like. Very functional. Cross stuff out, move arrows. I really don't care what this ends up looking like, as long as I've got the information down here. It is fine. All right, now we'll go over to my weeklies. So this is I'm not sure, is this the last week of 2021 or is it the first week of 2022? I'm not sure. I think that this kind of should be the last week of 2021, because there's only 2 days of this week that are January dates. So I always start my new planner, or at least this weekly section, coming into the new year. So this particular page in my 2021 HOBONICHI is blank, but I did do the daily pages up until the very last day. So there is 1 week of the year generally where I have 2 planners on the go, just so I can make sure that I've kind of got all the information that I need to turn across. So I have stuck with a pretty similar layout to what I was doing last year, which was just a bit of everything. I've got to-do lists in here, appointments, important things I need to remember, and keeping track of mail in and mail out. And as we go on, you'll see that I've kind of got a bit more of a routine. The first week is always just kind of, you're all gung-ho about what you want to do for the year and your New Year's resolutions, and I'm going to keep track of everything. And I always find the first few days at least is always just a bit of, new planner. I don't want to mess it up, and just trying to get into the swing of things again. So I had some important things happening here. New Year's Eve, obviously, I think our whole family was in bed by 8 o'clock. And then we had my youngest son's second birthday party because my husband left for work interstate the following day. So we brought forward his birthday. So my husband didn't miss out on celebrating with us. We had family over. So it's been a really busy year actually already, and we're only beginning of March, but we've had family from interstate, family from overseas. It's been all going on. So this is the second week of January. I didn't actually have work this week because we did have a 2-week break, or a 2-week break, because Christmas was on the weekend. We had a 2-week break, so this is a little bit out of the norm for me, not having any work in there, but I did have a whole pile of to-dos I wanted to do. I got an order from Mick Shop, so I put a sticker in there. I just used a old planner kit that I had, and I've just cut down some of the stickers. This one's obviously not cut down enough, but you get the general gist. This was a Happy Planner sticker, and I've actually used these a few times, and I do find it really easy to keep track of. I kind of the week that my cleaner doesn't come, I kind of like to do a list like that and get a hold of my life, so to speak. So I'm still keeping track of our dinners as well, and just any kind of things that I get up to during the day. And then this was the first week back at work for the year, so a very full week for me. I don't normally work 5 days, I normally just work 4. So yeah, just kind of putting in a couple of things here and there with what's happening. This beautiful, beautiful tape up here is from Mr. Moose Shop. And I just kind of took the yellows and the greens and the browns from that. And yeah, just a few big things happened that week. So keeping track of our mail out. My husband was home, so we caught up on Boba Fett on Disney Plus. And just kind of what we did as a family for that weekend, because he only comes back every 3 or 4 weeks. And then this is when I got my new Fitbit, or was that this week? I got a new Fitbit, this one. And I started keeping track of my steps again. So I've started, you'll see as we go into the next month, in my next flip through, I do start keeping track of my steps. But this was obviously just trying to get back into work. We had yet another public holiday, so we had 2 really full weeks catching up, so where I worked 5 days, and then we had another public holiday, so it's kind of all stuffed us around again. So I've just written down, obviously, mail out, mail in, done my chore list for that week. This one is also a Happy Planner sticker. These cute little dot stickers are from Notebook Therapy, part of their Moonlit collection. And then I don't know whether you can see it, but on some of these Happy Planner stickers, there's like this iridescent blue dots, and that's actually this gorgeous metallic iridescent paint watercolor that I got from work for Christmas. So I kind of was just testing them on the black stickers, and I really like that little extra shine that gives. And then this is the first week of February, but I'll give you just a quick look because the last week of January is there. So then this is kind of from now on what it looks like with work and steps and mail in and out. So we'll get back to this page next time around. But turning into the goals, planner, resolutions, turning the page into a new year, I generally try to keep track of pen pals and people I send postcards to on these pages, just because over the last few years with COVID and everything going on in the world and mail being delayed and not being able to be sent to certain countries, I have unfortunately lost touch with some pen pals, and I have actually gained some, just kind of, you know, a natural replacement process, I suppose. Well, not replacement, but just a natural process of people I meet. So I want to go in and write in my current people that I write to and just kind of see how different it is from last year and how many new people I have met. All right, so this is getting into the daily pages. The first one, which is this one, is just a mess, but it was my son's birthday party, so I kind of just cut out a whole pile of random bits of wrapping paper, and I did a little doodle of the cupcakes I made, and we had Ollie Boller because it was New Year's Day, sorry. And we had a lot going on. And then my eldest son was threatening my youngest that if you pinch me one more time, I'm going to tickle you. So I thought that was a really funny threat. So I had to put that in there. So I kind of just, yeah, this one's a bit meh to me. I'm not happy with it. But anyways, we'll move on. So I do just, sometimes if I don't have a lot to write, I'll just kind of write bits and pieces. And then I filled up this, or all of these gaps rather, with these new washi tapes I got from work. And then this one, we got Uber Eats, so I've popped in some of the tissue, and we also got gelato that afternoon, so I kept the receipt, oh my goodness, from that. This day I got my beautiful order from Micmac Shop, so I've just used some of the items I got there and some of the tissue paper, and I've put in Kat's little note. I really like that she actually puts it on a little note paper instead of on a thick card, because I do like to keep these kind of things, but I can't always put them in this particular journal because I don't want to chunk it up too much. So I actually like that Kat uses a piece of paper because I can just glue it straight in there. It's not too chunky. And then this side, I kind of brought these colors over with some of these extra stickers and washi tape. And I've just used a couple of reminders that I need to take a break from my phone, take a break from life, and just chill out, because this was one of my weeks off. This day I got my first Patreon reward from Cooper Calligraphy over on Instagram, so I kept her card. I don't keep it every month, but I kept it for the first one. And I got Subway that day, so I kept the sticker, and I've just used some paper that was laying around on my desk. This was a kind of a hard kind of spread to put together because I had this sticker I wanted to use and this sticker I wanted to use, but it's like blue and green, and you know the old saying, blue and green must not be seen unless there's something in between. So I had to kind of figure out how to pull blue and green together, so I've used some stickers and some washi tape. This is from the Happy Planner, and I'm actually really happy with how it came together. I think it's kind of spread it out nicely. And then on this side, I've used just a piece of paper from a Frankie magazine. This is Selvage Patreon, and then just some washi tape from one of my pen pals, Louise. And I've kind of brought in that blue and green, but neutralized it a little bit. So I feel like this page is nice matchy, and yeah, I think it looks all right for blue and green together. This page I was making some pink mail and some Valentine's Day mail, so I've just used some of the things that I was making that or playing with and using that day over here to do a little collage to take up some space and memory of what I was doing. This day I didn't really have anything to write. I do find the weekends aren't as busy for me, so I do actually struggle to write things on the weekend. But one of my goals this year is to use journal prompts on days that I don't know what to write. So I actually have this washi tape from, where is it from? Paper Geek Co. And it just says dream, believe, manifest, repeat over and over again. So this kind of is about me manifesting my current job. As funny as that sounds, it took 10 years, but I manifested my current job, which I had kind of come to realization. So I used this washi tape just as a bit of a description and as my journal prompt, and then I've just kind of pulled in some brown washi tapes. These are MT and Classic-y tapes, and then these stickers are from the Peak Chroma wrapping paper book, which, by the way, guys, is divine. So go and check that out. I'll link it in the description below, because it's got stickers, labels, and the most divine Australiana paper ever. I really like his design. And this is a Peak Chroma coaster. So he kind of makes like watercolor collage art, and I love it. This was my youngest's second birthday, so I've just kind of made a couple of notes about what we did, and I cut out some wrapping paper with these really cute little animals on them. This day my husband tested positive for COVID. He'd only been away interstate for literally a week and a half and the place where he's working, everyone had COVID. So I've just used one of my stickers that go with my postcards from my shop. They are still in my shop, actually on clearance, so you can grab some of those because I won't be reprinting them. And then this is a mask girl from Dodgers and Daisies. This day I didn't really have much to write, so I've just used this really beautiful piece of paper to take up some space and did some big writing. This one's kind of fun. I just decided to kind of do a bit of a design through the page, and I've just kind of used that as a separation. And then I just used a whole pile of things actually that was floating around on my desk. So I had some Japanese themed mail from my pen pal Louise, and then I also had some random Japanese stickers floating around on my desk, and then these little tile stickers, which aren't Japanesey, but I really liked the orange because it kind of went with this Japanese paper. So it's a bit of a random, this was just what I had on my desk kind of day collage. Busy day at work, so I just journaled about that. And then this one was my mum's birthday, and so much happened this day. We had a really productive day. We went out for coffee with my mum, so I drew a little baby chino with the hundreds and thousands on top. We then went back out again that afternoon for dinner and a swim at my parents' house. My grandma was in self-isolation because she was a close contact of my uncle, whose daughter, my cousin, had COVID. And then we also had a marine tsunami warning because of the volcano that erupted in Tonga. So we're up on a hill, but we did have some people on the waterfront just being a bit cautious that there may have been some water coming out onto the roads and those kind of things. So it wasn't actually as bad as what we thought it might have been here, but obviously the poor people of Tonga had it really hard. A lot has happened this year already. We're only at the beginning of March, and so many nations are going through so many disasters, us included. We just had some of the worst floods on record here, and it's just going to be a random theme, I think, throughout the year, all of these sad kind of happenings after our global pandemic of 2 years. This day I took the boys to get haircuts. I also went and bought my Fitbit and a laptop and this Polaroid printer. So it actually prints on this sticker paper. So I used it here I'm not a big fan of putting photos in my journal, but occasionally I will. And this was like the perfect opportunity because Henry, my eldest, he actually cried the whole time, but he was really happy when it finished. And then my youngest, Luca, I asked him to smile, and this was the face he pulled. He's such a character. Like, yeah, I'm a cool man. So this is actually one photo sheet that I've cut into. So it actually prints this nice little photo on sticker paper. So I was just testing it out there. So that was a fun kind of day. This day we had another big work day, and I've just kind of written some different things in different colors. I was trying to pull the rainbow from this over into this page just so it didn't look so different. So I used this Peak Chroma sticker and some washi and some different colored pens. This was just a general day. My eldest told me that he read a story with his mouth to my youngest, so as in told a story. I love how their brains, you know, decipher things. This day was really fun. It was a work day, but I got some really fun mail, and my husband booked flights to come home for the first time because he's finished with COVID, and I got some yummy lunch, and it was just a all-out busy day. These gorgeous stickers were new from work, so I just did some collaging with those. I got some happy mail from Marianne BC, so I wished some new washi tapes, and it was wrapped in this beautiful paper, so I've used that. And then my husband surprised us and came home a day early, which I only found out literally like, it was either really late the night before or actually that morning. So I had to go pick him up from the airport before work, so that was really fun. And then we went out for a family brunch at our local cafe. My husband and I caught up on the Book of Boba Fett together. We were trying not to watch it and just waiting to do a marathon when we were together. And then this day my husband left really late in the afternoon, so the boys are really upset, so I bribed them. Well, not bribed them, but I treated them to a Happy Meal, just because they were sad that their daddy had to go away again. So and then I just really liked this. The summer packaging for Macca's here is really clever. So they have umbrellas on the packaging with like the M, but as like the umbrella wires, and then this is a pair of thongs, and I thought that was really clever marketing, so I used that. Like, can you see, like, this is the thongs? Yeah, anyways, I thought it was really clever, so I cut it out. And then I got my COVID booster this day, so I'd written down my side effects. I was actually really sick after my COVID booster. I've not felt that sick since I had the flu when I was pregnant, and I thought I was dying then. So, but then other people I know got the booster and they were fine. So, and I don't know, each to their own. This one it's one of my favorite pages I've ever done because I'm not a drawer, but I've got TMJ. It's a really long story. I'll share with you another time, but I've had a lot of surgeries on my face. I've actually had a face reconstruction, and I have titanium plates in my face. That is the very, very basic version of a really long story that spans about a decade. But I think part of my surgeries is I do have problems with my temporomandibular joint. And I'm on a lot of medications, and I've had to see some specialists. So I just kind of did a information about what it is, more for me as well as a record of what I'm trying to do to treat it. Pretty much for the majority of January I was on a soft food diet because I couldn't open my mouth and I couldn't chew, and even talking was extremely painful. So since this one, I do have a splint now, and I'm still on prescription anti-inflammatories. I'm getting acupuncture. it's a lot. So I just kind of did a little drawing about it, and I used the little oil cap lid to kind of circle which was the joint that's causing me problems. And yeah, it was just more for me about what have I already tried to fix this before I go get more surgery done. Australia Day, no more needs to be said about that. I've already given my opinion, which you can see there. More mail from Mick Shop. I really spoiled myself this month. Finally got some happy mail at the end of the month, which I haven't had in a while. So I got some mail from my pen pal in Sweden, Adele, my pen pal Skylar in America, Vivian of the Paper Letter blog. We write to each other occasionally, so I got some beautiful mail from her, and she included one of her business cards, which was really fun. And then I also got a postcard from Graham of Exploring Stamps and a postcard from one of my customers, Ali. So I've used bits and pieces from all of that mail over these 2 pages. And I've got a little photo of my boys and my parents because we went to the local wildlife sanctuary that day. And then these are the last 2 days of January. So my brother's birthday and my auntie and uncle came down, and it was just a really busy day. But I've used some stuff from Mick Shop and some of the packaging, and then these are some of the stickers from work. This little collage here, and then this is I got the what is it? I got a vintage ephemera pack from a stamp dealer that I work alongside. And then this day, not much happened. I just went to work and we went to the pool. So that was a lot longer than I expected. I am very sorry. But there has been a lot going on, and I'm going to try my hardest to do these monthly a bit sooner after the month ends, so that we're not lagging so behind. But I hope that you've enjoyed this and that you've had some inspiration. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there's anything you like that I haven't mentioned, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to tell you where it is from. Otherwise, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!